Boom, boom. This is Kenrick coming at you from the corner. How's everyone doing today? All right, so we got Azure Lane up today. I've been getting a lot of DM messages, so I wanted to put out this video. A lot of people are asking, how do you get uh, the medals for the circular? Which as you know, these have little question marks in them on all the circular ones down here at the bottom. It, it's it's a little bit vague on how you do it if you hit it here and you have to complete. It makes more sense once you've done it. But basically what you have to do is in your operation, you have to complete 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? And once you've cleared those levels, you'll unlock the EX level. You'll see the eyes on the EX down here start to bleed fire, indicating that EX is open. Then you have to complete the Encore, okay? You must beat the Encore level. Once you've beat the Encore level, then you go back, and when you open up these again, 1, 2, 3, you'll see a little puzzle piece directly on the board. You don't have to worry about going into a mission or anything. You'll see it right on the board. And when you click on it, you'll see that you get the piece, okay? And there'll be one on each board, 1, 2, 3. So you have to go back through all 5 of them to get the piece, but you'll see it directly on the board. It's not hidden anywhere. There's no no special thing you have to do. It's just there, but you won't see it until you've beat the Encore, okay? So until SP Encore is completed, you won't see the puzzle pieces on 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, okay? So the requirement to get Sheffield U in the medal event will be complete SP Encore and then get the medals, okay? It's not easy, okay? This Encore level is pretty nasty because Gascon is the boss ship on it. She's a level 100, and she's throwing out a constant barrage. And if your Vanguard goes down, that's it. You lose the battle. Okay. So you definitely need to take a fully retrofitted fleet into this. I took in Shohu as my. I did a little fleet modification just to be on the safe side, because when I went in and did it the first time, I lost. I cleared everything with both of my fleets, and then once everything was gone, I went over to do the boss ship. But by that time, both of my Vanguards had a little bit damage, not a lot, but a little bit. And I lost. Both fleets got wiped out by Gascon at the end because she was just, I was looking at it, I'm like, my God, she was just annihilated because it's a constant barrage of laser-like bomb, coming right at you from all sides, and it's nearly constant. So you need, your Vanguard can't hold up to it, and I really was not prepared for that. So I had to do a little bit of modification on the fleet. Now the way I beat it was, first of all, I took from my HMAS fleet, I pulled out my tank, which was Edinburgh. So I pulled my tank out of the HMS fleet, Edinburgh, and stuck her in the center here on my HMS fleet. So I had Portland, Z23, and in the center I had Edinburgh. And the back line I had Enterprise, Shahu, and then War Sprite. I took out Unicorn and put in War Sprite, okay? And then I put what I took out of there, and I hodgepodge that back into my HMS fleet. And I ran all of the levels with the HMAS fleet, okay? So I kept that other fleet, my primary fleet, out of the, I did not fight anything with it to keep the Vanguard at full strength. Believe me, the front line on this fleet was like almost completely dead by the time the boss fleet appeared, but it served its purpose. Plus I had to fight a couple levels without having any ammo, which didn't help matters any. But anyway, so in the end I had Shahu, Enterprise, Warspite, Z23, Edinburgh, and Portland, and that's what I went into. Now Shahu is retrofitted, okay. Enterprise is I've got her, as you can see by the little wedding bouquet. I've got her buffed with the promise ring, and then Z23 is fully retrofitted. Portland was retrofitted. War Sprite, who was up here in place of Unicorn in the back line right here, is retrofitted, okay? And then I had Edinburgh in the center, who's just an all-around tank, okay? The reason you need, and one still died. I think it was Z23 who died. I'm not positive. they you know how they bunched together. I know it wasn't Edinburgh because I could see her on the top, but I couldn't determine if it was Portland. I'm pretty sure it was Portland behind her, because Z23 has that funny looking cap. So it wasn't, but I'm pretty sure it was Z23 died. Okay, the other two were low. I mean, Portland was like running on fumes. I think she only had like, probably another 5 seconds. She would have been dead, and Edinburgh had about a quarter. Okay, and Edinburgh never dies, hardly ever. So it was really good. My back line was fine, but Shohu, every time Shohu, the reason you need either Shohu or Kasi in the Black Fleet, because for Shohu, I don't have a Kashi yet. I'm still working on her things, but for Shohu, every time she launches an airstrike, she heals the front line. Okay, the Vanguard, and if your Vanguard dies, you lose that battle and you don't complete in the encore. You have to have one of your Vanguard supplied. I completed it with an A because Z23 died, but if you can even lose two. As long as somebody in the Vanguard supplies, you'll complete the level. Okay, there's no 3 stars. You don't have to kill all the ships, and don't, because I did that, and the first time I went through it, I did them all and killed them all. Just because I was just what I'd been doing to get 3 stars. Even though I noticed there were no stars, I said, well, I better go ahead and complete them just to make sure. And by the time I got to the boss ship, both of my Vanguards had some damage taken to them. Not a whole bunch, but they were, pretty repressed. Plus, at the time, I didn't have Shohu in my fleet, in either of my fleets. So, yeah, I took the fleet in, and bam, by the time they got the gas, I think the first time around, I think my HMS fleet got about, I would say, Gascon was probably, she had maybe 25 left. Because she set at 100, and I buffed her down to, I think she had like 28, 25 before I died. My Vanguard was destroyed, and then on the other one, I think I got her down to about the same, maybe a little bit lower. I think like maybe 18, because I had Enterprise in that fleet, and she just does a buttload of damage. But yeah, then my Vanguard died, and it was all over. So that encore level is extremely difficult. It's very unusual for Azure Lane to have an event where you're going to have a pretty tough fleet to actually complete one of the events, but you will have to complete that event. You will have to beat SP Encore, because the puzzle pieces will not show in 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 SP levels on the main level, normal level, until you've beat Encore. Okay, once you beat Encore, you'll see them, and they're easy to get. But yeah, so it's tough. But yeah, definitely take some type of healing. On all your Vanguard ships, put repair if you have repair. If you have repair pieces, I would advise you to put those on these right here. Where are those repair pieces at here? Not in here. Where are they at? Well, let me show you. On yeah, because those help out. They help out a lot in terms of what you have. Let me find one ship. I can't remember. I have them on ships, but I can't remember which one I've got them on. But the little repair kits, and they go in the right here in these 2 slots. If you open up the gear set there, and I want to change it, and then right here, repair tools. Okay, so you want to make sure that you might want to add a repair tool to each of your Vanguard ships. I did not do that this time. If I didn't survive with the modified retrofit fleet that I made, I was going to, but I just wanted to see if I could do it without doing that, and I did. So you don't need it. But yeah, definitely take some healing. Anything you can do to make your Vanguard healing stronger is gonna make a difference. Because like I say, Gascon, she's at 100. She's level 100, so you have to weed her down, and it takes some time. In the meantime, she's barraging you with the constant damage, and it just tears up your Vanguard. But yeah, so that's how you do it. The others shouldn't be a problem with that. In the medals, after you've completed SP Encore, the next you should get all your tickets. That's what I'm gonna go to. It's 10,500 Polaris medals. I'm at like 8,800 right now, I believe, something like that, almost 9,000. Yeah, 8,100. So I'll have that in a couple of days, maybe 3 or 4 days. I haven't had a chance to hit it as much as I would like to. It's because it's been quite busy, but yeah, I'll sit down and just use a bunch of my oil. I'm saving up some oil to get the max here. Just get a bunch of oil, and I'll just go maybe do 4,000. Run it on, run it, and just run it and run it, run it until I can get. I also want to do it because I want to get the outfit for Javelin because I have her retrofitted. It would be nice to have a limited outfit for her. I'm halfway there, so but it's just going to take a lot of metals, and it doesn't appear to be any way to. Like in some of the events, they have certain ships that you can use to get a little boost at metals. They don't have that in this, so you're just gonna have to run it base. Just gotta run it, but it's not hard. Just do pick the SP level at the highest one that you can complete comfortably, and just run it and run it and run it and run it. And then immediately when the boss ship comes up, go for it. Don't worry about clearing it, of course, and clearing all 10 of the ships. Just get the 5 or 6. That you needed to get that boss to appear, and then bam, hit him, get the things, and then keep and rinse and repeat, and just keep going through it. It's not that difficult. So that's how you do it. So so everything should be coming. A lot of the things are going to complete tomorrow. This will complete tomorrow. The Passion Fez is just doing little music things. It's pretty easy. This will get you Sheffield. It'll complete tomorrow. This will complete tomorrow, and you'll get Fubuki's limited outfit. So do the 2 things tomorrow. I've already done the ones for today. And just do the ones, and that'll give you that. Tomorrow, when you log on, you'll get the bed, which I'm definitely going to put into my dorm because that's just a beautiful little bed. Right now, I've got a dance stage in my dorm, which is hilarious. It's pretty cool. I've got the dance stage here, and you just put them up on it, and they'll dance. So you can put them all on here, and they'll dance on the stage where they're hiding, or there she is. That's no, she's in a bathtub. I'll let her take a break. Don't want to pull her out of there right now. That'd be bad. Did I heal somebody? I think I could put somebody back into my dorm. Who did I take out of my dorm? I think I took somebody for training. When you go for training, they have to come out of the dorm. So who do I want to put back in a dorm? Let's put Javelin in the dorm. So now Javelin's in the dorm. Yeah, when you go into training, you have to take somebody out. So now I'll put Javelin in there. She is. She's hiding. Let's put her in here too. Up can't. Looks like you can only get 3 in there. Yeah, so that's my little dance stage in there. I got Monarch and Takeo and San Diego dancing in there, and then you got, I think that's Helena. Helena's she's got a very interesting healing skill too. I've mentioned to buff her up. If you take a look at her, she's one you might want to consider building up because she has a healing function as well for your Vanguard as well too. But so if you got an Helena, you might want to throw her in. I'm throwing her in specifically because I know from what I've heard that 11, 12, and 13 a lot of damage. So healing is an extremely needed thing up there. So I've been focusing on ships that give me some healing. Akashi, I'm almost finished with the Akashi missions, and then I'll be able to get her. And then I've got Shohu, and Unicorn's a consideration too because she's healing. I decided to go with Shohu as main because I retrofitted her, so that's where it is. So that's why I'm doing that. But yeah, so that's how it goes, and that's what you got to do to beat that. So tomorrow we'll be clearing out most of the things. I'll do another video once I've completed everything just to show you the outfits and stuff. As for the ships that you get, all right, I don't really. I don't think this is an in-game fleet. I don't think, looking at the skills, except for the ships in there are not very. They're definitely not better, except for Gascon. They're not better than their other ships. The Hipper, the Ikagi, and the Cleveland all are at the same level or below the level of their original ships. Gascon is the lead. If you put her in and then combine these other 4 into the fleet, you might be able to do something, but it's not going to be better than any of the retrofitted fleets out there. There's some guys out there that have some YouTube's video on it explaining it, and if you look at the skills, if you run but to use Gascon, she needs to she gives a buff to other ships in the Polaris fleet. So I just don't. It's not something that I'm going to focus on building. Retrofitted, an Eagle Union fleet with a retrofitted Portland and an Enterprise, you know, and in your HMS fleet with your Monarchs and stuff in there, and an IGN fleet running Nagato as a flagship with Akagi and Kaga on the side. You know that it's not going to beat those. Okay, those are seriously, you know, high damage fleets that you're going to need to use in game. So I don't think this fleet is going to be able to be an in-game competitive fleet. Don't get me wrong; it won't be a bad fleet by any stretch of the means. If you put all of these together, it's going to be a pretty nice. You know, they're going to do some decent damage, and you're going to beat. You know, through most of the stories, you probably would be able to do it. But in-game, it might be able to maybe do in-game. You know, but I don't think they're going to be able to do enough in terms of damage to actually beat some of the in-game content, story level 13, you know, and 12, which are supposed to be really, really damage intensive. So, you know, I guess I'm sure there'll be some out there who tried and they might be able to do it, but it's not something that I have time to really focus on. So I'm not going to build a fleet. I mean, I have Gasco and the Cleveland U. So I've got a couple of them. So I've managed to look at their actual, you know, skill set, and it didn't really look good to me. The Akagi I was really hopeful that this Akagi would be really good, but she has to be paired with Gascon to do any real any real damage, and even then she's not as good as the as her base ship that you get when you farm 3-4, which I've been farming forever and haven't got yet. So hopefully one day they'll have a special where they have either her, maybe her and a Kaga up as possible builds, and I'll spend all of my cubes trying to get them. But until that time, I'll just run 3-4 when there's no event going on, and hopefully I'll stumble across them one day. So that's all I got. Yeah, so that's how you do it. Complete SP Encore, and then you go back through those levels. You'll see the little medallions there to complete it. This is a reply to, I got several DMs from some of my subscribers asking, hey, how do you get it? How do you get it? And wasn't, it really doesn't say complete, it should just say complete SP Encore and then go back on the others and you'll see the pieces, but it didn't. It just wanted to keep it, I guess, mysterious. So, but that's how you do it. So complete SP Encore, go back and you'll see a puzzle piece right on the board on your SP 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 levels, okay? So this is Ken Rear, and go ahead and click a like on the video if you liked it, and click on the subscribe button if you want to be notified every time I drop a video. And this is Ken Rear, signing out.